show you. Really, man? Yeah, it's far out and technical and stuff. Awesome. Yeah. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Cool.
Hey everybody, good morning. We're back. The Tech Shamans are back. What? Yes, that's right. We're back.
We're back.
You've been gone for a long time.
I know.
You had brain surgery.
Yes, brain surgery. Is that what you're calling it?
Well, that's where
I
most
thought I had to
men's,
have a brain to have brain
that's
surgery.
where most men's brains are, right?
Hey, we're not going to talk about that.
All right. Hey, you know what? Rob's going to step over there and put that on the live page for us because the machine's not doing it by itself, which is awesome. So, yeah, good morning, everybody. We are back, yes, and it's kind of funny. I want to talk to you guys about the situation we had in the studio is we had a flood, right? Mm-hmm. The next-door neighbor, she went out, and Adam and I, or was it you and Adam and I talked back in the beginning of, I think it was, May?
Yeah.
About hurricane preparedness. Now, okay, so it's great to be hurricane prepared, but there's something else you need to be prepared for because we weren't prepared for what happened.
Exactly.
You know, so actually, we'll just start off right there. So, okay, anybody that doesn't know right now, the studio went into a flood. We had a next door neighbor that her cold water machine, because she's a salon and she washes her and dries her own towels in house, right? So the cold water line broke. Ran for 2 days because she's closed over the weekend. Ooh. And, we came in with 2.5, 3 inches of water in Studio A and Studio B and the control room and the tech room. It was just kind of nuts, right? So, and for some reason, Facebook is not working right.
Yeah, I'm not getting it either.
And, hey, Rob, do me a favor. Check, that's our TD in the background. Check the Facebooks, make sure it's still is. You can actually check to see if it's running on the bottom. Click down there. So anyway, okay. So remember, we told everybody,
yes,
have everything off the ground, blah, blah, blah. We're in hurricane season, blah, 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 right? Okay, so I had everything off the ground, which was good, except for
every single cable in the world.
Every cable's on the ground.
Yeah.
My APCs were they were all in the water. We have this snake that I've had forever, and I keep using it because it's just a good snake,
well,
right?
Tell them what a snake is.
Oh, it's an audio snake. So in other words, when we're running an event, and if I'm doing back in the day, I was heavy audio, so we would run concerts. I mean, the big line array is a whole 9 yards. Well, we had a 150-foot snake that started. You know, you can start in the back of house, which is where everybody comes in. It's always at a stage, and that's how you connect all the microphones and everything to it. So we're not running, 100,000 cables back and forth. Well, this was a snake back in the day that probably ran me, and I know back in the day is different pricing than now, but back in the day, that thing was $1,000 because it was 150 feet. It was a 32 channel input, plus it had 8 aux sends and 2 master sends.
Wow.
So it was the big boy, right? And what was it sitting in? Water.
What does it fill up with?
For that?
It fills up with water.
And everybody's always like, well, all you got to do is just rinse it out and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, it kind of doesn't work that way.
Once it starts corroding in there, the resistance starts going up.
Right,
and next
exactly.
You start losing signal.
I don't care if it's fresh water. Because everybody's all that, oh, it's fresh water, oh, it's blah, 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 it's this. I'm like, no.
There's chlorine in it, too. So
right.
That's a caustic.
Oh, it's horrible.
Element of it anyway.
Yeah, so with me, we had to order a new one, and so of course we're dealing with the good old insurance companies. They're like, well, we're just still not sure if we're taking liability, and I'm like, yeah, you are taking liability, and and with us, we're not bringing it to our insurance company because I actually spoke to our insurance company, and they said, don't bring it to us, don't put a claim in, make them do it,
right?
Because even if it's not my fault, this is what's stupid. Even if it's not my fault, it still is going to affect my insurance rates.
Correct.
and the insurance company says, and the people you have potentially will not renew you.
Well, like my insurance.
I'm like,
when
really?
I got in the wreck, oh yeah, your insurance can't go up. Your insurance can't go up. They took liability. They're paying for all the medical stuff I'm going through, right? Besides your PIP, your bodily injury, right? Because we live in the state of Florida. Well, what we don't understand, what they don't tell you is the minute that they pay out on bodily injury,
Right.
your rates go through the roof. And
Yep.
trust me, they go through the roof. I had between a $60 and $90 increase that I had to fight over
Right.
to get it to the lower end, to the $60 increase per month. And I mean, it's not like I've not had any other wrecks.
Right.
Haven't gotten any tickets that I haven't got out of. But I mean, nothing's on my record.
Yeah,
so
instead of going after the other company and
Yeah.
recouping the premium
they're
increase,
going to. They're going to write them a check anyways
Yeah.
for the $10,000.
they got it off of the other company, and then they're going to get it off their the person that they're providing services for, which is
Right.
they're double dipping.
Well, that's
Exactly.
exactly right. These people don't. They don't. It sucks and it's horrible.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so let me tell you, the one thing you want to make sure is that you have rising water damage.
Yeah.
Because this is not a flood. Wasn't. I didn't get it from a rain. I got it from actually the lady next door. So make sure that all your data and all your stuff is backed up.
Any other terms we may need to be weary of that they just want to randomly throw in there to say that they're not going to cover you?
They do that every time you
Yes,
turn around.
exactly.
Oh, that's on.
Yes.
So,
I finally
so
got it.
my painters and everybody that how's it going? They're sitting out there. They're just kind of looking at me. I'm like, so I just text them, go, we'll be done in an hour. But yeah, so it's just, and it's amazing, that when the people don't understand what you do for a living, you can't just go in and reuse something. I mean, probably I could take it and spend the money and have them take it apart, clean it,
Right.
put the electronic cleaner on there, get all the water and the whole 9 yards. But it's still down the road doesn't say that it won't.
It won't fail, and then
Crap
you don't
out
have
on
the
you.
money to do it at that point. So
Right.
Exactly.
you might as well go ahead and replace it up front and just count it as a loss, move on, do the next phase of it. But now the studio is going to look even better. I saw the sneak peek the other day.
We're slowly leaking little photos, and that's the set that leaked was going to be a couple of shows, but it's going to be for a steampunk show.
That's going to be cool.
Yeah, and we are. Here's the thing: we moved into the studio really quick. I mean, super quick. And normally I have a lot more time to design and lay out in the whole 9 yards. Well, I didn't. Now I'm going to have time to lay out and put it back exactly the way I wanted. Everything, a lot of things are going to change, and there's a lot of things getting ready to go into storage because I don't, I just threw stuff in here. So now I may not need what I had in here because with the way we're redesigning what the studio looks like. So it's kind of cool.
Definitely. So you're gonna be adding a steampunk show to WeBeam TV?
Mhm.
Okay.
Couple,
and what
actually.
Is that gonna be like? What is that gonna be about?
Steampunk is, for people that don't know, it's kind of more the Elizabethan era where back in the day where, our steam engines started coming into, fruition, right? So the technology gets there, and it's a lot of brass, and they make things like, clocks. An iPhone would not be this big. An iPhone, if that technology is back then, it would be like this monstrosity of thing, right? And it's like you can go and watch time travel, H.G. Wells. There's a Mortal Engines is probably a really good one, a movie that came out lately that will actually kind of live on the steampunk world.
So it's about. So it's more about celebrating ingenuity, right?
Yeah.
The creativity of ingenuity.
And there's no thing, and here's a good thing, it's what I find really cool is there's no wrong adaptation. It's whatever you make it.
Cool.
Because that's everything back then is old, and it's iron, it's brass, it's steel. It's super cool. Absolutely super cool. So, but yeah, that's a set, and we're gonna fix our chroma key where we have. We're gonna
that's
have
about
a
it.
full, and we're gonna try to build a full cyc set. Not with a rolling floor cyc, but around the corner cyc, because that is gonna bring in a couple like we're gonna do a D&D, a Magic game. We're gonna do a Star Trek style D&D game, right? And we're going to go back now. See, anybody that knows
I'm waiting for him to build out the whole like deck of the Star Trek Voyager.
Don't tempt me.
He's gonna have the little stations there.
We can do that. Like the new Star Trek. So we're going to go back to a channel that we used to run a while back called Max Play Live, and we had a D&D game. And the D&D game, for the purists, they hated what I did. But for the other people that were a little more open to what we were doing, loved it. And what we're going to do is we're going to play the Star Trek game on a table, right? But on behind the game, we're going to actually roll the actual game that's online, and we're going to tell people to go in and go to this area and actually be on the set behind the set. So it can be completely interactive with the people online.
That'll be cool.
You know, and we did that with D&D. Like we went to World of Warcraft, and we found an old tavern inside there where you could go in and people would just sit around and talk and blah 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 and whatever. So in our D&D set was more it was that look of the old English tavern type thing.
So with this, where are you guys going to go? Are you going to go to Twitch? Are you going to YouTube?
We're going to go to everything.
WeBeam TV.
WeBeam TV. Okay, so a lot of people like this will be the last week that we do Tech Shamans to Facebook.
Okay.
Because I sat down with a really good marketing company. I mean, they work with some of the big boys, and the one thing that they said that we have to do is stop polluting our brand. If I go and look, Twit doesn't do it. Rooster Teeth doesn't do it. A lot of people do not do what we do. A lot of people go to this is where they go. So we're going to stream live to WeBeam TV, and of course our content delivery for on demand will always be through YouTube. So we'll also stream to YouTube simultaneously because we want everybody being driven to WeBeam TV. Because the marketing companies remember when their policy was. Don't pollute your brand when you're trying to build a brand. We're not ABC yet. We're not Fox. We're not Disney. We're not that big where we can put it on all the multiple platforms and still make a ton of money. And we don't make money off of what we do. We're just an information channel. We're just here for people to now. If you want to give to the cause, there's always a link down there on WeBeam TV, and you can actually go and get it. And we're actually going to start pushing that more. We're going to try to become more viewer supported. That they can give and be a part of it, and there's going to be little things that because of what we do, we'll actually, they'll get rewarded for being a sport, almost like PBS, except for we're not stick up our butt.
Well, if any companies want to send us gear to try out, we'll be more than happy to try
Absolutely,
it out. We'll
like
keep
that
it,
Mavic
we'll
Pro.
Pick it up for a year and then come back and tell you what we think about it. But no, I've been doing a lot of research on that because as me and you've talked off air and stuff over the last few weeks. With some of the things that I'm involved with and some of the things that I want to do personally, I've been really engulfing myself into YouTube, into Twitch, into Facebook as far as on the video side because not only for a marketing strategy but also for a content development side of it.
Right.
And so I'm on the fence of agreeing with you and not agreeing with you on the Facebook side of it because Facebook is a place that you can develop that brand if it's done right. I think that we have great content, so we're a great fit for it. But also, I can understand about the diluting the brand and having it in too many places at once. Right. And I think that's where, as individuals or as a business owner, right, when you're thinking about doing what we're doing, which is different than just putting an ad up, right? Because this is all about content. There's a difference between marketing with ads and marketing with content to this level that we do it, right? Because we're not here to get rich on this. We're here to help other people and do it, but we're building a brand which is the WeBeam TV brand.
Right.
So it's kind of like some of your YouTubers, right? You don't see them a lot of times on Facebook, and they're doing 22, 23-minute videos in YouTube, and that's where you find them at because that's their home. They're not on Facebook. They're not on Twitch. They're not. Well, we
are gonna we do. Okay, so WeBeam TV, we stream 7 days a week from 9 a.m. until midnight ish, right? But we also stream the exact same stream without the commercials to Twitch, because Twitch is a strong platform to be on. So if I'm going to choose the lesser of two evils, I'll choose Twitch, even though they are Amazon. And there's some people that just hate Amazon, but you know what? You've got to use the tools out there. And the good thing about, the better thing about Twitch versus Facebook, and this is for anybody that's looking to get into streaming. First of all, Facebook is algorithm, they've choked it back down. It's only 7%, right? Twitch, wide open. Mm-hmm. They want people. They want everybody watching. So here's what Nerd Talk is. We'll talk about Nerd Talk because of where I started. And actually, 62 Who Knew. Actually, all the shows that now have gone over here. We're the only one left. Today will be the last day for Facebook. With Twitch, or with Facebook, we go on and we'll do, right before the show goes, we'll do a live stream from our phones. Hey, we're getting ready to go live. It's almost like 7 o'clock for Nerd Talk. It's like, I'll get on there. It's almost 7 o'clock. All you nerdites out there in the nerdosphere, make sure you go over and watch live on WeBeam TV, because WeBeam TV has two versions, the very front page, and that's something else too that we've taken WeBeam TV and put the live stream, the pure live stream, back on the front page, because we were told that, you know, it was, again, this marketing company, and I mean, they're big boys. They're not, I mean, they're big boys, and they've done all the algorithms. They said put it back on. And then we also have, if you hit the live, or you hit with a chat with us, it's a live page, even though it's not live. It's live, but it has a chat on it. So now people can go to the WeBeam TV site and chat with us. So we can still get that. And here's something else too. So clients used to come to me a long time ago and say, John, I want to be on TV. And I'll say, okay, so I said, where do you want to be? Well, I want to be in Tampa. Okay, you want to be in Tampa. Okay, what's your demographic? And we'll go through the whole demographic thing. There's some people that sit down now and do avatars, and there's no such, it just doesn't work that way. So I'll say to you, okay, what's your budget? Well, what's it cost? I said, no, that's the wrong. I understand that, you know, people have been burned by people going, what's your budget? And they'll say $55,000. And it's amazing how it comes down to $54,500 or $999. It's just, they eat the whole budget up. We're not like that. We'll sit there and go, that's not enough. Because your production typically is going to run you this much. And then we'll say to them, okay, well, who do you want to exclude? Because most people go, I want to be on Bay News 9. That's great. Yeah, so now now 70% of Tampa don't see you. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, if you've got Fios, you don't have Bay News 9. If you have DirecTV or Dish Network or Knology, you don't have Bay News 9. And they're like, oh, well, let's just go on Bright House. We'll go on HGTV. Let's just take that for an instance. That seems like a lot of clients I had come in. I said, great. Again, 2/3 of Tampa's not going to see you unless you're going to HGTV corporate, right? And people are like, and it still doesn't get it. I said, because if you don't have Bright House, I mean, if all you have is Bright House, you will be seen on HGTV's Bright House because that's where they get to cut in, right? Mm-hmm. Just because the Bright House says you're on HGTV doesn't mean you're on the Fios version, the DirecTV, or the Dish Network, because the cut rights don't go across.
Take a step back for a second and explain, like, okay, so you have national ads, right? Mm-hmm. And you have regional ads.
You have local, mm-hmm. you have regional, and you have network.
Yes.
Network is the full country. So if you're going directly to HGTV and go, I want to be nationwide, well, then you're paying HGTV to put your product on their channel, and those don't get cut. Right? Ever.
That's your Lowe's, your Home Depot ads.
Yeah, those big boys.
They're spending millions of dollars to be there.
And then if you go, I want to be regional, they'll say, well, what region? Southeast, Northeast, East Coast, West Coast, Southwest, West, and then you pick those zones. And I'll give you a perfect example. ION, they're national network. They're a true network. They're just like ABC, CBS, NBC. Used to, I could go to ION locally and say, I just want to be on Tampa, or I want to be in Florida, and they could do that for you. Now they're pure national. you can go to MOR and still, which is Hearst, and still be able to get just the Tampa area, or they'll work with their affiliates to get you Tampa, Orlando, Jacksonville, Miami, that type of thing.
Fios and Spectrum now are doing where they do clusters of zip codes too. And that's where they're making more money.
Bright House has always done. Okay, let's go back to Time Warner. When they were Time Warner, and then when they were Bright House, and then they were Spectrum. They always did that. You could say, I only want to be in these zip codes because they had that semi-control. The problem they're having now is they have less inventory to sell.
And it's all sold at national rate.
Right, and so now here's the thing: Spectrum and Verizon I should say Fios used to be able to put you on a national scale. So I don't know. Sounds like a wireless hits us. Is it? Hold on one second, Rob. Is it solid all the time?
It's soft, but it's...
Huh. That's interesting. All right, don't worry about it. Sorry.
Is it me?
No. So now you have to, but you just have to buy. When you do it, you got to go to the right people. But again, like I was saying though, so if you want to go national, so what we would do is we would say, okay, well that's great that you want to do that, but if you don't have the budget for it, I tell people don't waste your money and go on to social media, because LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you can pay to be on those and pay to be well. But the problem with Facebook is for me to stream on Facebook like we're doing right now. We all had to do shares and blah blah blah, and hope to God that the right people get it right. But what really gets you is the fact that it's only 7% or 5% or 6% or 8%. No. You're not going to Twitch. Yeah, you have to have an account, and that's great. But there's there's lot there. But by going to my own website, guess what? Mm-hmm. I don't have to. Now I can put a Twitter feed out there. I can put an Instagram, a LinkedIn, blah 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 blah, links to my website, and it's open. You don't have to have an account to watch. You don't have to log in to watch. It's just free to watch. Same thing with the chat. You don't have to. It's like, so say if I was watching on YouTube, and don't get me wrong, I love YouTube. I'm not saying anything bad against YouTube, but for me to chat in the live YouTube feed, you have to have a YouTube account. Mm-hmm. So and this is what the marketing company was saying, and they're like, it's great that you're on these platforms, but if I don't have an account, I can't interact or I can't watch. Period. Mm-hmm. That's why it's really good for us to. That's why we're really pushing everything back to. And we did this. When you first met me, we'd be. I wouldn't muddy my anywhere. It would be strictly my website, and we were getting millions of viewers and hits watching the website. I start to agree with the marketing company. I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I kind of spread this out. I started going to Twitter. I started going to Facebook, and it just went. My numbers went down. Mm-hmm. So it does make sense.
Not just that, but just remember, there's always new services constantly coming out, and you're gonna move yourself across. I mean, you could set up an account and just have it, but if you move yourself across all those platforms trying to figure everything out, you'll be done for.
Well, that's why there's a company out there called Restream. Because Restream allows you to give them one feed, and then they'll take care of your feed.
So now that's
right.
So that's good, because you're still coming back to the main site, and that's
right.
where you need to be.
Right. So to me, it just I listen to them, and normally I don't listen to very many marketing companies, but this guy's got a proven track record beyond. I mean, he worked with the big boys. So with us going that way, it's just and I'm back to being where I wanted to be anyway. Yeah. It's clean, it's simpler. I can interact with people on there all stinking day long, and it's okay. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Facebook is really, I think, at a point to where they need to figure out what their identity is as far as in the advertising and marketing world.
Yes.
You know, because the algorithm is actually, it's just opinion, right? That's all it is at the end of the day. In my opinion, they've dumbed it down so far, and they pushed for the monetary side so hard that I think it's affecting them, and it's really affecting the engagement side of it. Not the fact that it's going to affect them on the monetary side, which it will at the end game.
But it really won't, and I think Facebook is their own worst enemy.
Yeah.
Well, they're trying to appease Congress right now too hard, right? They're trying to get around all this BS, which Congress needs to just back off, let Facebook be Facebook, because you can't have a dictatorship when it comes to this kind of genre, right? We as people police ourselves in social media, right? If we don't like something, we unfriend it, we get rid of it. Allow us to do that, right? So I think that at the end of the day, Facebook needs to loosen up on the reins a little bit and let engagement start happening again, and let it get out and have the ripple effect. They've kind of taken the ripple effect out of everything, right? I mean, it's too hard now to go and have X amount of people, a small number of people, and that see it, engage with it, share it, like it, and have it blow up like it used to.
Exactly.
Right.
You can't do that anymore without
Not
boosting.
Facebook.
You can't boost it. You have to boost it. You have to spend money nowadays.
Well,
right?
and again, that's what really burns my rear end. Is I worked so hard over the years to get the amount of friends and followers that I got. Right. I mean, I didn't go pay for them. I actually went and did the hard work, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the asking, the begging, and then they took that away from me. Because this is what sucks. When you boost to your people that you've already worked to get to follow you, right?
Not always.
No,
you can choose.
I'm telling you,
you can choose if you want to boost to people that you have in your group, or you can exclude your group totally. 100%.
Nope, they changed that. I belong to a face group. I belong to a group, and the girl direct ties with Facebook. And she said, no matter what it says, you're boosting to your inner circle first, always.
Well, you're always going to boost to your inner circle first, because
what I'm saying is
that's your organic.
That's wrong. No, when you pay, I shouldn't be boosting to the people that I've already got.
Right.
They should automatically know when I go live. What I'm boosting for is to find new followers, new viewers.
Why would you?
And that's why you exclude them. Whenever you're setting up your campaigns,
I do,
exclude them.
But I'm telling you, you can say you can. I understand what you're saying, but it doesn't work that way.
I've run off the business page, and I've seen that where, and one of the questions are, do you want people that liked your page and their friends? Well, why would I care to the people? Why would I want to market to the people that liked my page? Because they're going to see my content the minute I post.
They should see my content.
Should.
They should, but they're not.
But the problem is that's not in the long run. You've already paid for that. You know, at some point you've paid or organically received those. Now to pay again so they can see something again, that doesn't make any sense. Now they're being greedy.
And that's where the flaw is in the
That's-
system.
yeah.
Right.
Because we take all this time to build our network.
That's what I'm saying, right there.
And so we have
Yeah.
5,000, 10,000, 15,000 followers, right, to our page or into our group. Well, okay, whenever we boost something, and the reason why we click on that is because we want to go take that number to 20,000 to 25,000, right?
Yep.
Or we want to engage new people. Originally, when you had 15,000 followers, right, and you were strong, your content was strong, you would get out to 5,000 or 6,000 of those people, and then those 6,000 people would carry it on to the other people in the group, right, through the likes and the shares and things of that nature. When they cut us back, they really did a disservice to themselves and to us, because now that number isn't even 500 anymore.
No, it's
Nobody
7%.
will tell you what that is.
7%.
Well, it's 7% of what?
Of your okay, so if you're boosting, even though you say exclude, it doesn't exclude. It's 7% of your following, and then once that 7% once that boost is exhausted, what you've laid out for viewership, then it will go outside the bubble. And this is proven fact. This is a YouTube. I mean, this has been proven. This is the way it works.
Here's I love how these companies get real greedy. This is an aspect. One service I used to use is called Thumbtack.
Oh yeah, I remember Thumbtack. Right.
Now that was a good one because you had a set price at what you knew you were going to spend to
Right.
basically ask for or be able to respond to somebody requesting service. You bought the credits and you paid for them up front, and you would respond to somebody asking a question. We offer free diagnosis. Okay. So I don't mind if I have to spend $5 or so for a possible lead,
Right.
because it's not always going to be a lead. You can only give your information out there. You also are competing against other businesses. So you put your information out there and you hope maybe they'll come visit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So there it is. It's a task that I would like to do. It's a job that I'll do. Here's your options. Take it or leave it. And I paid for that. Perfect. Well, now the platform wants you to give them your credit card, leave it on file. You don't pre-purchase
Nope.
the credits. And on top of that, you don't know what those leads cost per lead. Then they want to basically say, you open yourself up to whatever these people want, and we're just going to go ahead and tag them with your information as it's needed. So these leads can cost $25, $35, $55 for a free diagnosis that I'm going to bring a customer in, look at the computer, and if it's not worth fixing, I'm going to tell them it's not worth fixing. I can't recoup my money. They've made money. And on top of that, they use that same algorithm, the way they're going to do it, across multiple businesses. So that one lead that you think cost $55 just cost how many other people decided to send a lead to them to? So that's 55. So they just, Thumbtack just sent the customer to all these people, made $1,500. Only one of them is going to make whatever they're going to make on that job, maybe a $75 job, cost them $55. They make $25 profit at the end, Thumbtack walks away with $1,500, and they're not changing. And I'll tell you what.
And Zillow does the same thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Zillow, you can go in there and be the mortgage person for
Yeah.
Zillow, or you can pay the big money up
Don't even
there.
get me started on Zillow.
Well, yeah, but then guess what? It
185 other realtors
Yeah,
and mortgage
and so
companies just
now
got
you
that
Yeah.
lead.
I'm
10 seconds after you.
it's just it's crazy.
Matter of fact, just one of in some of the groups that I'm in, Yelp was another one. Here I don't know why, but this person was, a business like mine. They're utilizing Yelp. They've many years on the Yelp platform. They've got lots of, they got 5-star reviews, lots of reviews. They've worked the system for many years. They even saw it working for them. They even decided to buy into the advertising campaign. Okay, $300+ a month or more, and they really worked the system, got really good. And they just recently got called out by a client who said, I thought I was contacting you in regards to having services done. You guys had 5-star review, and I ended up being redirected to another Yelp business who's on the platform with a 1.5-star review. I had a very bad experience. She says, I wanted to apologize. I thought I was speaking to you, and you're the business I reached out to. And what it was is Yelp threw that content out there, and somebody else picked up, and probably a new advertiser, and jumped on the bandwagon, and they sent the information to them. The customer went there, was not happy with the services from the provider, and the provider that has the good reviews is questioning, why am I spending all this money just for you to redirect clients to somebody else and take their money? And not only that, give them the worst experience they ever had.
Yeah, Yelp is one of those companies that I tell clients all the time, go claim your listing and
that's
don't
it.
ever do anything else with them.
Yeah.
I mean, let people put reviews up there, but never spend a dime with them because they are the evil
Yeah.
of this industry.
Oh,
that
my
I
gosh.
I don't even want to go
Yeah.
there. But
I'm answering questions right now. They don't want to be on air.
Bad
but-
disdain.
You'll have I had Yelp reviews from my very first Yelp review was 6-7 years ago, right? And within the past 2 years, it turned into a not recommended review.
Yeah.
The guy had
Because
tons
it's too good. Because
Yeah.
you did good service.
So the guy had it was an employee from Spectrum. He had plenty, he had friends, he had followers, he's left other reviews. So according to their platform, he should not have been removed like that. I've had up to 5 reviews at one point, and I have 0 now. Usually ends up happening, I'll get a phone call from them. Hey, is the owner's in? We want to talk to them, blah, 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 blah. And no, sorry, we can't. You know, they're not in right now. We'll give you a call back.
$3.95.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you hang up the phone, and the next day, that last review was not recommended. And then they just slowly taper off every time they call. And I'm like, this is just so ironic. But hey, you don't want to make them mad, because I've heard other rumors where they'll even go in there and destroy your company just because you.
That's crazy.
So
I won't comment to that, but no, it's right now, like, okay, if in the social media world right this second, Facebook, the bear of the beast is, yes, you have to be, if you're a small business owner and you're looking for people, you have to be on Facebook. You have to be doing some kind of ad campaign with them, because it's the beast. It's the 800-pound gorilla in the room. Bang for your buck right this second, from what I'm seeing, is YouTube, right?
Yeah.
If you're going to spend dollars, AdWords and YouTube are your 2 platforms right this second that you're going to get the best ROI on a return. But with saying that, you have to have a strategy in place. You can't go out there and wing it on those 2, right? And right now, where you can get yourself in trouble with AdWords is they have this new cool tool that makes it very simple for a business owner, but the way the budgets are and the way it reads is
most money.
very confusing. And you'll start out thinking, okay, I'm going to spend $10 a day, and at the end of the first day, you've spent $900.
Yeah, because it's per click.
Because it's like, you're looking at it and you're like, oh, I thought I set this up for, this, and it's like, no, it's not. So you have to understand, or have someone that understands how to set up that for you, and then go about it. And there's a lot of videos on YouTube and stuff like that that'll walk you through that new Google AdWords setup, because it's actually very good, and it takes a lot of the thought process out of a business owner from having to do it. But understand, if you don't know how to set up your budget properly, you can get her. I have a friend that does luggage tags, right? And he started a campaign for a client, and he decided to use the new tool instead of going back to the original tool. And he's like, oh, I'll try this out. And, it looks really cool. It's really easy. The algorithm's nice in it. It's finding me some good content, keywords to go after and stuff like that. Yeah, that second day in, $700 a day. Luckily, he was making enough money on the budget that it was paying for it, but he could have been in a lot of trouble by not understanding the financial side of it.
Have you seen the way what Google's been doing to the service industry?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm part both. I'm a full retail, but I'm also service industry.
Mm-hmm.
If you go and Google carpet cleaning service now, carpet cleaning for instance,
Mm-hmm.
what Google has done this time is they're starting to take other platforms and are like, okay, you pay us a little extra money, we're going to go ahead and move your local listing up the channel, and then we're going to be called recommended by Google, and Google's also going to offer up to, I think it's $2,000 payback in case the vendor does some kind of. So now it's not only guaranteed by Google, it's guaranteed by Google and recommended by Google. Top of the line, does not show up like your normal listings. Very, very, very unflattering the way it's done.
Right.
Very, you could have somebody with the worst service in the world who has deep pockets because somebody gave them a bunch of money, and they're going to throw it up there, and there you go. So not all the time are you going to be getting the right service.
Right.
And luckily they have a limit on that $2,000. I think it's like a $2,000 lifetime.
Well, I mean, that's back, like, I've been doing pay-per-click since 2002.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so and in 2002, your competitors would go in there and click through your budget
Yes.
within a day.
Now you can exclude that. You can actually go in and set that. As soon as you start seeing it happen, or they start seeing it happen, they'll take it out of there for you.
Google guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I should be a Google guaranteed. I talk about them enough.
There you go.
Oh
Yes.
my God. So yeah, but that so it's social, and I don't know how we got on the marketing side because we were talking about computers or a flood.
Yeah.
But
Flooding
it's
the marketing.
But it's really has become you can't be You can't be complacent when it comes to your marketing, when it comes to Facebook and stuff. And personally, I don't boost anymore on Facebook at all. If I'm going to boost anywhere, I'm going to go to LinkedIn. I'm getting a better ROI. We had 7
LinkedIn's
7
like-
marketing.
LinkedIn's owned by Microsoft.
Yeah, but
now.
LinkedIn's like the dirty stepchild, right? Because it is
Not
such
anymore.
It is
No.
such a good place for
That's-
B2B. It is
Yeah.
a phenomenal
That's-
lead generator
right.
for B2B, but everybody forgets about it, and everybody does.
Well,
and a lot of people don't realize that you can do paid advertisement and boosting
Right.
inside of LinkedIn.
You know, right now I think Microsoft is trying to reach out there and grab that money. You know, and they're they're pretty open. So Mixer's another one. That's where
Right, Mixer.
Mixer's another one that's up and coming where people are going.
How do you like Alignable? I don't know. Like
It's weird.
It is because
But
they
it
always
works.
want. But it's been
working
for
on
you.
it,
Yeah, well, for
But
your
then
industry.
Again, I started years ago. but-
Yeah, I've been on it now for about a year, and I'm getting tired of being said, well, if you go up to a next level, you can see all the people that are looking at you. That's bullshit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll call that's bullshit.
That's that whole your neighborhood thing kind of really, because like I'll see somebody who's just down the street and he's not in my neighborhood. Well, what are you talking about? I mean,
Well, I
he's
get
like,
people from Kentucky. I'm like, he's not my neighborhood.
No,
And here's another thing, too. Okay, let's talk about this.
thousands of people on Alignable, and I have never, because Ed set it up for all of us back in the day, like 5 years ago, right? I have thousands of people in there, but I couldn't even tell you how to log
You need
in.
to get closer to your mic, by the way. You're driving me crazy over there. No, but you got to be close. Well, the problem I have with all of these, and I mean, I'm going to talk about Facebook, LinkedIn, Alignable. I don't care who they are. These people can't endorse you unless they've used it, and people are endorsing me. I mean, on mine, I go in there and look. This person endorsed me. I've never done business with this person.
yeah.
Don't endorse somebody just because you know them. Until you've done business with them and you know if they're good or bad, don't endorse people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The business
I
owners
I appreciate it.
in Alignable, I see that a lot. Like, this person endorsed you. I don't know that person.
That person's never
I-
used
I
me.
thank you, but what they're doing it for is so that you'll go back and endorse
Endorse
them.
them, yeah.
And that's the wrong reason to be doing it.
Yeah, and people don't get that. So again, I just don't
And
pay
maybe
attention
that's
to
why
stuff.
I don't value Alignable.
Nope.
is because
I don't value a lot of these things. That's just I'm just saying. You know, if you get somebody, let me tell you, I'm gonna say this, and I'm probably gonna make a ton of people angry. If you get somebody that has nothing but 5-star ratings, that's bullshit. Nobody has pure 5 stars. Nobody.
For $195, we can get you 1,000 of those.
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
and
How many do
they're
you want me to buy
useless.
for you? Because I can get you some. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's not real. You need to look authentic, and I wrote software. You know for a fact that I wrote software for this, and we could mitigate bad reviews, but we always had it set for 3 stars and above. Got put out because a 3-star review is not always a bad review.
Nope.
It means that you might have fell on your face, but you corrected it. You went back
Right.
and did something for it, right? Or hopefully you went back and did something for it. A bad review actually could circulate and get you more business than a good review, all according to how you handle that bad review.
Right.
Because sometimes there's things out of your control that happens in a business, right? A bad board comes in and you put it in a computer and you build up this computer with that bad board phase. Well, that customer leaves you a bad review,
Right.
but then you go back, you put a new board in, you go above and beyond to make it right for them, and they come back and they say, hey, you know what? This happened, but guess what? Adam did this for me.
Yeah. Go
and
back
he went
in there
above
and
in this, and
go
he
back
did
in
Right.
there and then even respond to it.
Yeah.
Hey,
it
this
shows
is what
that you're
happened.
human.
But then it's like, I received a 1-star review 5 days ago.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to leave that on you.
It came from.
I didn't hit submit. I was just messing with you.
It came from Blue Computer Tech.
I wonder what that's for.
Wonder what that's all about.
Yeah.
So thank you.
I'm just saying. I mean, I love these people. All 5,000 5-star reviews, really?
Yeah.
How about you showing the other ones that weren't so great? Because it does. You're not real. I mean, there's no way that you can. Nobody has pure 5 stars.
No, I mean,
No.
you got to be realistic. You got to have the 3-star reviews and stuff like that. You're gonna have a disgruntled customer, right? But show that you handled it. You know what I mean? At least you tried. Be human. Look, yeah, we screwed up. Let me fix it for you. Even if you can't fix it and they're still going on, at least it shows whenever you do have 10 good reviews
Right.
versus one bad one, they say everybody has a bad day.
Respond to it in a professional manner. Don't go.
Oh
off
my
the
God!
chain.
Don't go off on them.
Don't.
Oh
Yeah. Don't.
Jesus!
Don't sit
And don't
there
and don't take the
Don't take
social
offense.
media going. This person left me a review, and this is what happened. But because what I see when I see that,
You look childish.
I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so you really you deserve that
Right.
that bad
Exactly.
review because you just did. They're like, hey, look, everybody has a bad day.
Yeah, and if you, I mean, let's be honest, right? It's like you nailed it on the head with it. If I have 5,000 all 5-star reviews, no 4 stars, no 3 stars, fake. They could be all perfect, fake. Everybody's gonna think you're fake.
Right.
You've got to have a good mixture. We used to preach this, right? And you don't want all your reviews in one place. Whenever we used to run the software, what we did is we had it set up so in an algorithm that we wrote in the background was Google, Yelp, Alignable, or other companies. Like we had 5 or 6 different ones, like Avio for lawyers and stuff like that, according to what genre they were in. It would cycle through what people could leave reviews on or what we're asking for reviews for. So you would get 3 or 4 here, 3 or 4 there, 3 or 4 here. We didn't care. As long as there was 3 stars or better, we made sure that they got out in those different places. We didn't put them all in the same review on every platform.
Right.
Right.
You don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you have, on Google, they're seeing some. You want some over here on this site. You want some on Facebook. You want some on Yelp. Even though I can't stand Yelp, you want some there. So, and then Avio and all those for the lawyers and stuff, or what makes, the authority figure of your industry, that's where you want it to be too.
Right.
And a lot of people don't credit those like they should, right? Because every industry has that hub or that figure that says these are the knowledgeable people. These are who you should be working with, right? Or they're part of our association. That's where
Right.
you want to have good reviews because your other peers are giving you credibility there too.
Right.
No, it's just you got to, again, I'm over people not, I was sitting in a networking group the other day, which shall remain nameless, and the person goes, I've got 500 something 5-star reviews. I'm like, yeah, you're not.
Great.
How many 4s and how many 3.5s and 4.5s and 2s and 1s do you have? Show me that you're a human being, then you make mistakes.
How much did Fiverr charge you for that?
Yeah, Fiverr doesn't do that anymore. They won't get you stars anymore. They get busted for that kind of crap. So, but anyway, just saying. Just
Looking in
saying.
the right areas, John.
Huh?
You're not looking in the right areas.
Yeah.
No, but at the end of the day, it all boils back to that one thing, though. You have to have a strategy. You have to know what that voice is going to be, and which social media outlet, or even any outlet.
Mhm.
What does it look like? What is that strategy going to be, and how am I going to implement it here?
Right.
What effect am I looking for from it? And I think too many times, too many people are looking for, just to throw mud at the wall and see what sticks.
Which is
You got to
horrible.
know the outcome that you want, like anything else in life, right? You got to know what that goal is, and then work backwards from it. And until people understand that your marketing has to work that way, it's not going to work. That's like video, right? If I come in and I don't know what I want my commercial to be, you could have the best equipment, the best directors. You could, you know what I mean, and Rod over there editing it up to
Rob.
be the. Rob,
Don't use that name in
I
this
know.
studio.
You could have the best editors and everything, but if you don't have a good story, you don't have
Right.
an outline of what you want.
Right.
A good
How are you gonna
consistent
get there?
story.
Exactly. So you have to know what the end goal is and work back from it.
Just remember, all these platforms are really just large corporations that you work for, and their IT department has control of everything that you put up there.
Yep.
Just like with Movie Pass. Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
Movie
Oh
Pass.
yeah, let's talk about some stuff. real
Movie
quick.
Pass decided to change all the users' password logins so
Oops.
that way they could keep them from ordering movie tickets. Isn't that great?
So why did they do that? What was the reason behind it?
Well, it's a good way to save money, that's for sure. Because, I mean, hey, if nobody can order any movie tickets and you're still collecting your monthly premium, hey, it works perfectly, and if nobody resets their passwords for quite some time, they got it good, Now they'll see who's really using it and not. Maybe it's a good way to find out who's really using the service, who's not. Next time somebody puts in a request for a password change, now they can narrow down,
who's using
it the most and limit their accounts. So, I think their IT guy's like, yeah, we got this. We'll just change everybody's password. Click. I've got the power.
I think we've only got something like 10 minutes left, maybe 8 minutes left. I love it when he just yells that to me. I tell him he needs to be on the show because he's the folk talk guy. So let's talk about your DSLR, your new Wi-Fi DSLRs getting hackety-backed.
Oh yeah, that was pretty interesting.
Out of all the things that I would have never thought you could do, is
so what are they
ransom your freaking?
What are they sending? They're
phones.
sending a ransomware. So I guess because maybe they have a built-in web browser in them and stuff. So
or which ones? The Nikon and the Canon DSLR?
Canon.
The Bluetooth?
Ransomware has become a major threat. Let's see here. A security research team were able to remotely install malware on a digital DSLR camera. In it, researcher found that a hacker can easily plant malware onto a digital camera. He says that the standardized picture transfer protocol is an ideal method of delivering the malware. It's unauthenticated and it can be used for both Wi-Fi and USB. The report notes that individuals with an infected access point could deploy it at a tourist destination to pull off an attack or infect their user's PC. Basically using it as a transport malware across other devices.
So, okay.
As long as you're connecting to
Wi-Fi.
the Wi-Fi
Well,
or
think
a
about
Bluetooth
it.
gateway.
You're on vacation. You're in another country. You take a bunch of snapshots and you're uploading it to your different platforms for storage, and you connect to a local hotspot. That's the access point already has an infection in it. Boom. They've now transported that malware.
Well, yeah.
into
I mean,
your
it's
camera.
just like your DSLR. If you go Wi-Fi, it's just like having a cell phone or a computer or an iPad. It has to have. It has to. It's got an IP.
It has a MAC address.
Yep.
I don't ever use, like, all of my cameras have it. I don't use it. It's, for one, why?
Well, because a lot of times people will put their phones up there and have them talk.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not through Bluetooth, it's through Wi-Fi.
Well, you're doing it through SnapBridge, and that's a direct connection to your phone. Whenever you do it on the Nikon, I'm not sure 100% on the Canon, so don't hold me to it.
I know I've
But
seen some
I
of
know
them.
on the Bluetooth for SnapBridge for Nikon.
He was only
is
working
straight
with a
to
Canon
this.
device, but tells The Verge
there's a
that
problem. Should
he
be with
tells
Nikon.
him that due to the complexity of the protocol, we do believe that other vendors might be vulnerable as well.
Well, Bluetooth 5.0, which has some very stringent security protocols, which nothing in this world, don't get me wrong, nothing in this world is unhackable.
When you're dealing with general
Bluetooth
public, you
5.0
gotta make
is
it as easy.
hackable, and I will tell you it's hackable because we break it all the time because we've built in this technology a lot. But you have to understand that relatively it's very safe as long as you're not going to a gateway or whenever we say gateway, we're talking about a device that is allowing you to get onto the internet.
Right.
That's
to
why.
broadcast out.
Why? That's why we should always use what? A VPN.
VPN, or if you're going just to your phone, connect directly to it. The Wi-Fi on my Nikon goes right to the phone, right? The Bluetooth on it goes right to the phone. I know that it's a closed private network.
Right.
Can somebody still hack it? Yes, they can. I'm not sitting here telling you they can't, but it's a lot less.
But you know your
likely.
endpoint connection.
Exactly.
You know who you're connected to.
I'm not going to sit in the middle of Times Square and connect to the Wi-Fi in Times Square with my $8,000 camera
Why not?
because
What's wrong with you?
Please
not
turn
retarded.
off auto join public unsecured Wi-Fi networks.
Oh,
Yes,
Thank you.
please.
Well, I mean, this is another. But okay, so here's another way that they're getting you on this, and I'm not trying to. I love bunny trails. So you're sitting over in Germany somewhere, and then you're going from city to city, right? Well, you stayed at a Hilton, and then you go downtown, and then you're going looking for Wi-Fi, and someone puts up one and said, "Oh, look, Hilton." You're like, "Wow, it works all the way out here."
Yeah.
That is not a real Hilton. That is one of those guys that's getting ready to hack in and take all your crap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They do that. They
Sometimes
on
you have
and
to
they'll do
stop
that.
and think about the networks you're jumping on, and the name of it, and look at the spellings. Look at the way the words are put together. I mean,
Well, no.
come on,
Sometimes
let's be smart.
sometimes they mask it just as if it. No, I'll tell you. We were in Orlando, stayed at a DoubleTree, and I was checking stuff in the lobby. So I was sitting on there, and I was on their DoubleTree guest lobby Wi-Fi. I went to have breakfast across the street. Now when I say across the street, it was probably 2 blocks. Got over there and I was looking for Wi-Fi, and it said DoubleTree lobby guest Wi-Fi. Just exactly what I'm like. Oh, that's good. You know, I'm like, wait a minute. 2 blocks away, nobody's router is that damn good.
You got it.
And I'm like, okay, but I run through a VPN on my phone, so it doesn't. I mean, I'm okay. Whatever, I'll go on there, but my VPN will keep me 1 minute. Okay, my VPN will keep me safe. So anyway, hey, thanks for watching, everybody. We only got about a minute left. Tech Shamans at webeamtv.com. I know we won't miss any more. I promise. Even if I have to do a show by myself, we'll be here.
Hopefully, God willing,
No more brain surgery.
no more brain surgery.
I'm a little burned, but I'll be here.
Yeah, he's a little
I am
soon
leaving
going.
for my vacation in
Oh,
October.
God have
But
mercy.
I'll pre-work you now into that, so we have plenty of time.
How
for
many
it, but,
vacations do you get to go on a year?
baby? When you work as hard as I do.
Oh yeah.
When are you leaving?
I'm leaving October. We're going for 7 days to the islands.
Well, it's only 1 day.
But just think, wait, when we're gonna be, we'll be doing these from the yacht here soon.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good to me. Anyway, with that being said, everybody, thanks you for watching. Tune in. If you like to share us, get it out there. Let everybody know that we're good. And you know what? We'll see you guys next Monday. Bye.
Bye.
We got the plans cause we are the Tech Shamans. We understand cause we are the Tech Shamans. Dude, I got this cool thing to show you. Really, man? Yeah, it's far out and technical and stuff. Awesome, yeah. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Cool.